Long-distance relationships are often described as the ultimate test of love, especially when they involve two global celebrities with non-stop schedules and constant public scrutiny. Yet this is exactly where the story of Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet becomes impossible to ignore. While many expected distance and pressure to weaken their bond, what's unfolding instead is a narrative of resilience, quiet commitment, and emotional maturity that continues to surprise the public. Before we go any further, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Stories like this don't happen often, and you won't want to miss what comes next. At first glance, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet appear to live in completely different worlds. Kylie, a global beauty mogul and one of the most influential entrepreneurs of her generation, balances billion-dollar business decisions with motherhood and international travel. Timothée, meanwhile, is deeply immersed in Hollywood's demanding film circuit, juggling major movie roles, long shoots, and press tours across continents. Their calendars rarely align, and physical distance has become a constant. For many couples, this would be the breaking point. For them, it has become a proving ground. What stands out most about their relationship is not what they show, but what they deliberately keep private. In an era where celebrity romance is often broadcast minute by minute, Kylie and Timothée have chosen a different approach. Their silence has fueled speculation, but insiders suggest it's a conscious decision rooted in protection rather than secrecy. They are not hiding their relationship, they are preserving it. Sources close to the couple reveal that communication is the backbone of their connection. Not rushed texts or surface-level check-ins, but intentional conversations that create emotional closeness despite physical separation. Late-night calls after exhausting days, quiet video chats between time zones, and messages sent simply to remind each other of presence. This consistency has allowed their bond to deepen, even when miles apart. Public perception, however, has not always been kind. Each period of absence sparks rumors of trouble, each missed appearance becomes a headline. But those closest to them insist the reality is far less dramatic. The lack of constant public sightings is not a sign of instability, but of trust. Neither feels the need to prove the relationship to the outside world. Midway through this story, one question continues to linger in the public's mind: how do they maintain emotional intimacy without frequent physical closeness? The answer lies in mutual support that often goes unseen. Timothée is said to be genuinely invested in Kylie's business world, following her launches and offering encouragement behind the scenes. Kylie, in return, is described as a steady source of emotional grounding for Timothée during high-pressure projects, even when she cannot be physically present. When they do appear together, the moments feel unforced and authentic. There are no grand displays, no carefully staged performances for cameras. Instead, subtle gestures, relaxed body language, and an ease that suggests familiarity rather than novelty. These glimpses have slowly shifted the narrative from skepticism to curiosity. People are no longer asking if the relationship is real, but how it continues to endure. The turning point in this story is not marked by a dramatic event, but by consistency over time. Months of distance, relentless schedules, and external noise have failed to shake their foundation. While many high-profile relationships crumble under similar conditions, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet appear to be doing the opposite. They are adapting, not retreating. Growing, not unraveling. This is where the payoff becomes clear. Their relationship challenges a common assumption about celebrity love stories. It shows that stability does not require constant visibility, and commitment does not need daily proof on social media. Sometimes, the strongest relationships are the quietest ones, built on trust, space, and mutual respect. As their individual careers continue to accelerate, one thing remains consistent: neither has allowed ambition to overshadow emotional connection. Instead of competing with each other's success, they seem to support it. This balance, according to those familiar with the situation, is what keeps their relationship grounded despite the distance. In the end, the story of Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet is not about glamour or headlines. It's about two people choosing intention over impulse, privacy over performance, and patience over pressure. Their long-distance relationship stands as proof that love, when rooted in trust, can remain strong even when schedules collide and miles intervene. If this story changed the way you see long-distance relationships, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think privacy is the real secret behind lasting celebrity relationships? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more in-depth stories that go beyond the surface and into what truly matters. And as the months go by, what becomes increasingly clear is that this relationship is built on intention, not convenience. Long distance is no longer treated as an obstacle, but as a reality they actively manage. Instead of resisting the distance, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet appear to have redefined what closeness means for them. Emotional availability has replaced physical proximity as the core of their connection. Industry insiders point out that both Kylie and Timothée are at pivotal stages in their careers. Kylie continues to expand her beauty empire, exploring new markets, partnerships, and brand evolutions that demand constant attention. Timothée, on the other hand, is navigating a critical phase in Hollywood, carefully choosing roles that shape his long-term legacy as a serious actor. These are not careers that allow for compromise without consequence. Yet neither seems willing to ask the other to slow down. This mutual understanding has quietly become one of the strongest pillars of their relationship. There is no competition, no silent resentment about whose schedule is more demanding. Instead, there is acceptance. When Kylie is overwhelmed by business pressures, Timothée is described as a calming presence, offering perspective and reassurance. When Timothée faces the mental and emotional toll of intense film roles, Kylie is said to provide grounding and stability, reminding him of life beyond the spotlight. What fascinates observers is how naturally this balance seems to exist. There are no public declarations about making it work, no dramatic interviews about sacrifice. The effort is there, but it happens privately. This has led many to reassess earlier assumptions. The absence of performative romance is no longer seen as a red flag, but as evidence of maturity. As speculation continues to swirl online, the couple's response remains unchanged, silence paired with consistency. They do not rush to correct rumors, nor do they use public appearances to silence critics. Instead, they allow time to do the talking. And time, so far, has been on their side. At this stage of the story, another layer begins to emerge. Friends of the couple suggest that the distance has actually strengthened their bond. Without constant physical presence, communication becomes more intentional. Conversations are deeper. Small moments carry more weight. Each reunion, no matter how brief, feels deliberate and meaningful. There is no taking time together for granted. This dynamic has shifted the narrative yet again. The relationship is no longer framed as fragile or uncertain, but as quietly resilient. In a culture that equates visibility with validity, Kylie and Timothée are proving that the opposite can be true. What happens behind closed doors matters more than what appears on timelines and headlines. The emotional climax of this story lies in that realization. Love does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it exists in the background, steady and unwavering, unaffected by noise. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet have not tried to convince the world of their commitment. They have simply continued choosing each other, day after day, across time zones and obligations. As their lives continue to move at an extraordinary pace, one thing remains unchanged. Distance has not diminished affection. Success has not created imbalance. Pressure has not forced separation. Instead, these challenges have revealed a relationship rooted in trust, patience, and emotional intelligence. And perhaps that is the most compelling part of this entire narrative. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and constant updates, this relationship moves slowly, deliberately, and on its own terms. It does not seek approval, nor does it rely on spectacle. It exists because both people involved are willing to protect it. As the story continues to unfold, the question is no longer whether their relationship can survive long distance. The real question is whether this quiet, grounded approach might be the blueprint for modern relationships, celebrity or otherwise. Stay with us, because stories like this don't just entertain. They challenge assumptions, reshape narratives, and remind us that sometimes, the strongest love stories are the ones unfolding far from the spotlight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive updates that go deeper than headlines and closer to the truth. What continues to draw attention is how naturally both of them seem to reject the typical pressures that come with being a high-profile couple. There is no rush to define the relationship for the public, no urgency to meet external expectations. In many ways, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet appear to be operating on a completely different timeline, one dictated by personal growth rather than public demand. Those close to the situation suggest that this mindset did not happen by accident. Both Kylie and Timothée have experienced the downside of intense media exposure in past relationships. That history has reportedly shaped how they move now. Slower, more intentional, and far more guarded. Instead of reacting to headlines, they focus on maintaining emotional stability. This choice alone sets their relationship apart in an industry where public opinion often becomes a third party. As distance stretches on, subtle signs of alignment continue to surface. They are said to plan their schedules carefully, finding windows, however brief, where they can reconnect in person. These reunions are not extravagant or performative. They are quiet, grounded, and centered around normalcy rather than spectacle. That simplicity, according to insiders, is exactly what keeps the relationship feeling real. Another factor often overlooked is how secure both individuals are in their own identities. Kylie is not seeking validation through proximity, nor is Timothée dependent on constant reassurance. This emotional independence allows them to give each other space without fear. In long-distance relationships, insecurity is often the silent destroyer. Here, trust seems to act as a stabilizer instead. As public curiosity intensifies, so does the contrast between expectation and reality. Many assumed that prolonged separation would inevitably lead to emotional drift. Instead, what appears to be happening is emotional reinforcement. Distance has stripped the relationship down to its essentials: communication, respect, and shared intention. Without constant physical presence, there is no room for complacency. This shift has quietly reframed the narrative once again. What was once framed as a fragile situation now looks like a deliberate choice. They are not enduring distance, they are navigating it. And that distinction matters. Endurance implies strain. Navigation implies control. The longer this dynamic continues, the harder it becomes to dismiss it as temporary. Time has become their strongest argument. Each passing month without public fallout challenges the assumption that celebrity relationships are inherently unstable. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are not immune to challenges, but they appear equipped to handle them without turning conflict into content. Observers have also noted a growing sense of emotional symmetry between them. Neither appears to dominate the narrative. Neither overshadows the other's ambitions. Instead, their lives run in parallel, occasionally intersecting, always aware of each other's direction. This balance is rare, especially under the magnifying glass of fame. As the story continues to evolve, the absence of drama becomes its own statement. There are no abrupt shifts in tone, no sudden narrative twists fueled by scandal. The relationship unfolds quietly, steadily, almost deliberately out of sync with the media cycle. And in doing so, it commands attention without demanding it. The deeper payoff of this story lies in what it represents culturally. At a time when relationships are often measured by visibility and validation, this one thrives on restraint. It suggests that emotional depth does not require constant exposure, and that intimacy can exist without an audience. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet may never publicly explain how they make it work. And perhaps that is the point. Their relationship does not rely on explanation. It relies on consistency, on mutual respect, on the ability to exist independently while remaining emotionally connected. As careers expand and lives grow more complex, the foundation they have built continues to hold. Distance has not diluted commitment. Success has not created distance between them. If anything, these factors have clarified what truly matters. And that is where the story ultimately lands, not as a fairy tale, not as a spectacle, but as a grounded example of modern love under extraordinary circumstances. A relationship defined not by how often it is seen, but by how steadily it endures. Stay tuned, because as long as this story continues to unfold, it will keep challenging assumptions about love, distance, and what it really means to stay connected in a world that never stops watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines and into the truth beneath the surface. What makes this situation even more compelling is how both Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet seem to move with a shared emotional rhythm, even when physically apart. There is no public urgency, no visible anxiety about keeping up appearances. Instead, their connection appears rooted in something far more durable than proximity: alignment. Alignment in values, priorities, and the understanding that love does not have to be loud to be real. People close to the couple describe their bond as surprisingly grounded. Despite their vastly different industries, they share similar perspectives on privacy, ambition, and emotional boundaries. Kylie, who has grown up under constant media attention, understands better than most the cost of overexposure. Timothee, known for being selective and introspective, reportedly shares that same instinct to protect what matters most. This shared mindset has created a rare sense of emotional safety between them. As weeks turn into months, the narrative surrounding their relationship continues to evolve. At first, the public waited for signs of strain. Then came the speculation about fading interest. But as none of that materialized, the conversation shifted again. Now, the focus is no longer on whether the relationship will last, but on how it continues to remain so stable under circumstances that typically erode even the strongest bonds. Another detail quietly reshaping public perception is the absence of reactive behavior. When rumors surface, there is no indirect response through cryptic posts or strategic appearances. Kylie and Timothee simply continue living their lives. That consistency has become its own form of confirmation. In an environment where silence is often interpreted as weakness, their silence reads as confidence. There is also a growing recognition that their long-distance dynamic may actually be enhancing their emotional connection. Without constant physical access, every interaction carries intention. Conversations are not rushed. Time together, whether virtual or in person, is prioritized rather than assumed. This intentionality, according to relationship experts, is often what sustains long-term commitment. From a broader perspective, their story stands in contrast to the fast-paced nature of modern relationships. In a culture driven by instant gratification, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet appear willing to let things unfold organically. There is no visible pressure to reach milestones on a public timeline. No rush to define, label, or validate their bond for external approval. This approach has subtly shifted how fans and observers interpret their interactions. Moments that once seemed insignificant now carry weight. A brief appearance together, a supportive comment, or a reported reunion between work commitments becomes meaningful not because it is rare, but because it feels genuine. Each moment reinforces the idea that their relationship exists off-camera first. The emotional center of this story lies in that authenticity. There is no sense of performance, no indication that either party is trying to shape a narrative. Instead, the relationship seems to exist independently of the media ecosystem surrounding it. That independence may be its greatest strength. As both continue to expand their professional horizons, the stakes only grow higher. Kylie's business ventures show no signs of slowing, while Timothee's career trajectory continues upward with increasingly demanding roles. Yet rather than creating distance between them, these parallel paths appear to deepen mutual respect. Success is not a wedge, it is a shared understanding. Observers who once doubted the longevity of this relationship now point to its stability as evidence of emotional maturity. This is not a romance fueled by novelty or spectacle. It is sustained by patience, trust, and the willingness to adapt. Those qualities, while less visible, tend to last longer than passion alone. In the end, the enduring fascination with Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet is not rooted in scandal or surprise. It comes from watching two people quietly defy expectations. In a world that assumes distance weakens love, they suggest the opposite may sometimes be true. Their story continues without dramatic turns or public declarations, and that is precisely why it resonates. It reflects a version of love that is steady, intentional, and resilient. One that does not seek validation, but stands firmly on mutual understanding. As this relationship moves forward, it remains a reminder that the strongest connections are often the least performative. And as long as Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet continue choosing privacy over pressure and consistency over chaos, their story will remain one of the most intriguing examples of modern love under extraordinary circumstances. Stay connected for more updates as this narrative continues to unfold. Like, share, and subscribe to keep following stories that go beyond speculation and into the deeper truth behind the headlines. As attention around their relationship continues to grow, one undeniable pattern keeps emerging. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are not reacting to pressure, they are outlasting it. While the public conversation constantly shifts, their approach remains steady, almost unaffected by the noise surrounding them. That steadiness is precisely what keeps this story alive. What many fail to realize is that long-distance relationships at this level of fame are rarely accidental. Every meeting requires planning, security, and sacrifice. Every moment of connection is earned, not assumed. And according to those familiar with their situation, Kylie and Timothée treat these moments with intention. There is no sense of entitlement to each other's time, only appreciation when schedules finally align. This dynamic has quietly reshaped how both are perceived individually. Kylie, often portrayed as immersed solely in business and family, is seen by those close to her as emotionally present and deeply supportive in her personal life. Timothée, frequently characterized as introspective and private, is described as attentive and emotionally engaged when it comes to relationships. Together, these traits form a balance that appears to thrive even under separation. As speculation cycles through social media, the absence of contradiction becomes striking. There are no conflicting narratives, no mixed signals. Their actions, or lack of reaction, remain consistent. That consistency is what slowly dissolves doubt. In a culture where overexposure often leads to burnout, restraint becomes a form of power. Another layer that adds depth to this story is timing. Both Kylie and Timothée are navigating periods of intense growth. These are not transitional phases, but defining chapters. Instead of demanding presence at the cost of progress, they appear to respect each other's momentum. That respect eliminates resentment, one of the most common threats to long-distance relationships. Observers note that when they do reunite, the energy is noticeably calm. There is no urgency to document, no visible effort to control the narrative. Their interactions feel lived in rather than staged. This natural ease reinforces the idea that their connection is not dependent on constant reinforcement, it already exists. The narrative has now shifted from uncertainty to endurance. The longer this relationship continues without disruption, the more it challenges long-standing assumptions about celebrity romance. It suggests that longevity is not about visibility, but about alignment. Not about proximity, but about priority. What stands out most is the absence of emotional volatility. There are no public highs followed by dramatic lows. No cycles of attention and withdrawal. Instead, the relationship unfolds at a steady pace, resistant to extremes. That emotional regulation is rare, particularly under global scrutiny. As fans and critics continue to analyze every detail, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet remain notably unresponsive to interpretation. They do not correct the story, nor do they feed it. They allow perception to evolve naturally, guided by time rather than commentary. This approach has an unexpected effect. It keeps the focus on substance rather than speculation. Without constant updates, each verified moment carries weight. The relationship becomes less about headlines and more about continuity. At its core, this story resonates because it feels real. It reflects a version of love that adapts instead of collapses, that grows quietly instead of loudly. A relationship that exists not to be consumed, but to be lived. As distance remains part of their reality, it no longer defines the relationship. Instead, it highlights what holds it together: trust, patience, and mutual understanding. These are not dramatic elements, but they are enduring ones. Looking ahead, there is no clear roadmap, and that uncertainty seems intentional. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are not building their relationship around public milestones. They are building it around sustainability. That choice alone sets them apart. And that is why this story continues to matter. Not because of what is shown, but because of what is consistently protected. In a world that demands access, they choose boundaries. In a culture driven by immediacy, they choose longevity. As this narrative continues to unfold, one thing remains clear: distance and demanding schedules have not weakened their bond. If anything, they have revealed its strength. And that quiet strength may ultimately be the most compelling chapter of all. Stay with us for further developments as the story evolves beyond speculation and into lasting relevance. Like, share, and subscribe to continue following stories that dig deeper than appearances and uncover what truly endures. As the narrative stretches forward, what becomes increasingly evident is that this relationship is not being carried by momentum, but by deliberate choice. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are not drifting together by circumstance. They are actively maintaining a connection that requires effort, patience, and emotional discipline. That distinction changes everything. In many high-profile relationships, distance exposes cracks almost immediately. Missed moments turn into resentment, silence becomes misinterpretation, and pressure amplifies every insecurity. Yet in this case, distance appears to have refined the relationship rather than strained it. Those close to the couple describe a dynamic built on clarity. Expectations are communicated. Time is respected. Independence is not mistaken for disinterest. This clarity allows both individuals to remain fully present in their own lives without guilt. Kylie does not pause her business ambitions to maintain closeness, and Timothée does not dilute his creative focus to meet external ideas of availability. Instead, they operate with the understanding that growth is not a threat to love, but a component of it. As public curiosity continues to rise, the relationship's endurance becomes its most compelling feature. Each new project, each extended period apart, becomes another quiet test. And with every test passed, the story gains weight. What once seemed unlikely now appears intentional. There is also a notable absence of emotional excess. No impulsive decisions. No public ultimatums. No dramatic gestures designed to reassure an audience. Their bond appears insulated from the cycle of hype and reaction. That insulation is rare, particularly in a media environment that thrives on escalation. this restraint has subtly reshaped how the relationship is discussed. Analysts and fans alike have begun to frame it less as a celebrity romance and more as a case study in modern partnership. One that prioritizes emotional literacy over performance, and sustainability over intensity. As time continues, the idea that their relationship is surviving distance no longer applies. It is functioning within it. Distance is no longer an obstacle to overcome, but a variable they account for. That shift marks a turning point in how the relationship is understood. Observers note that neither Kylie nor Timothee appears emotionally diminished by separation. On the contrary, both seem grounded, secure, focused. This emotional steadiness suggests that the relationship is additive rather than draining. It supports their individual lives instead of competing with them. That balance may explain why speculation has failed to destabilize them. Rumors lose power when there is no internal uncertainty to exploit. Without reaction, narratives collapse under their own weight. As their story continues without spectacle, it quietly challenges a dominant cultural script. One that equates love with constant presence, and commitment with visibility. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet offer an alternative model, one where trust replaces surveillance, and intention replaces performance. This model does not demand attention, yet it commands it. Precisely because it resists the expected arc, it remains compelling. There is no predictable rise or fall. Only continuity. And perhaps that is the final revelation. The strength of this relationship lies not in grand moments, but in its refusal to fracture under ordinary pressure. It is not fueled by novelty, nor sustained by drama. It is maintained through consistency. As their lives continue to expand in different directions, the relationship adapts rather than resists. That adaptability may ultimately define its longevity. In a culture that constantly asks what comes next, this story answers quietly, what comes next is more of the same. More intention. More restraint. More trust. And sometimes, that is exactly what makes a story last.